Hello everybody. So this is my sixth video, and over here I'll be talking about the third generation beta blockers. Now the third generation beta blockers have an additional property, that is beta blockers with vasodilatory effect. Okay, so let's learn a few of the names first. Sorry. So again, I made up a mnemonic, that is CNBC TV during late night. Okay, so again I'll be taking all the capital letters C, N, B, C, T, L and N. The first C, which stands for celiprolol and cartiolol, and I'm purposely writing these two names together. The reason I'll be discussing later. Okay. Then N. N stands for nipradilol. B. In B there are three names: pitaxolol, I discussed this in my previous video, bivantolol and bopindolol. Actually there are four, sorry. There is also bucindolol. The next C is carvedilol. Then the T stands for tilisolol. The L stands for labetalol. Sorry. Yeah, labetalol. And the N stands for nebivolol. Okay. So let's discuss a few properties which are common to all the third generation beta blockers. Number one, by a mechanism of beta 1 block, they decrease the systolic blood pressure, and by their vasodilating mechanisms, which are different for different drugs, and I'll be discussing them, they decrease the diastolic blood pressure. Next, they have a favorable effect on lipid profile, that is HDL increases and LDL decreases. Next, they decrease insulin resistance. And two drugs of third generation, that which are carvedilol and nebivolol, they also have antioxidant effect. I discussed this in my previous video as well. Antioxidant effect. Now, what are the mechanisms of vasodilation? By beta 2 agonism, vasodilation is produced by bopindolol and the two C's which I discussed first, celiprolol and cartiolol. In these vasodilating mechanisms, whenever celiprolol is mentioned, cartiolol will be followed by it. Okay, that's why these two C's are also always mentioned together. NO release. By mechanism of NO release. Yes, one drug, can you name? Yeah, is nebivolol. And the other N will come here as well, that is nipredilol. Okay, then bopindolol will also come over here, and celiprolol and cartiolol. Okay, so these beta 2 agonistic drugs, all of them will also cause nitric oxide release. Okay, along with the two N's. Yeah, one easy way you can remember this is that the nitric oxide release is caused by these two N's. Okay. Then calcium channel block. Okay, so remember this as CCB only. Okay, these two C's next to each other, what can they be? Yes, sorry, I made a mistake over here. In this case, there will be only one C, and there are two B's over here. Okay, the C stands for carvedilol, the first B stands for vivantolol, and the next B stands for betaxolol. Yeah, so remember C and B. Okay, just remember these two letters. Then alpha 1 block. Alpha 1 block is caused by bivantolol, by carvedilol, by bucindolol, by labetalol, and by nipredilol. So the N, the L, two B's, and C. Okay, and finally there is a drug which can cause potassium channel block as well, and that is tilisolol. So let's just revise once again. The third generation beta blockers have additional vasodilatory effect. Now the mnemonic is CNBC TB during late night. Pick out CNBC, pick out the T, pick out the L, and pick out the L. C will go for celiprolol and cartiolol. These two drugs are mentioned together always. In first N will stand for nipredilol. The B, there are four B's: betaxolol, bivantolol, bopindolol, and bucindolol. The next C is carvedilol. The T is tilisolol, which is a potassium channel blocker. L stands for labetalol, and N stands for nebivolol. And one property about labetalol is that it is the drug of choice for hypertension in pregnancy, and it can also be used in a condition called hypertensive emergencies. What is hypertensive emergency? Hypertensive emergency refers to blood pressure more than 220 by 125 with evidence of end organ damage. That is retinopathy, etc. Other drugs can also be used in case of hypertensive emergency, like hydralazine, then enalaprilat. We'll be discussing them in the CVS portion. Okay. Labetalol is but remember this, that labetalol is the drug of choice for hypertension in pregnancy, and also it is used in hypertensive emergencies, and consequently also in case of an hypertensive emergency in a pregnant female, the drug of choice is labetalol. Okay. Now these drugs are primarily used in case of hypertension, and they decrease the systolic blood pressure by beta 1 block. I told you the mechanism in my first video, sorry, not my first, the third or my fourth video. And the diastolic blood pressure is decreased by their vasodilating mechanisms. Also, they have a favorable effect on the lipid profile by increasing HDL. They decrease insulin resistance, and two drugs have an antioxidant effect as well. Now I discuss the various vasodilating mechanisms for the different drugs. The beta 2 agonistic effect is produced by bopindolol, celiprolol, and cartiolol. Nitric oxide released by nebivolol, nipradilol, and these three drugs again. Then calcium channel block is produced by carvedilol, bivantolol, and betaxolol. Alpha blockade, by alpha blockade I mean the alpha 1 blockade mainly, is produced by bivantolol, carvedilol, bucindolol, labetalol, nipradilol. And potassium channel block is produced by tilisolol. Okay, so yeah, that's all about the third generation beta blocker.